Hey, it's Sora. Come sit with me for a minute. There's a question a lot of us carry around and almost never say out loud. Not, am I rich? Not, am I behind? Just, do I feel safe with money? I want to tell you about a year. It started with me lying exactly like this at 1 in the morning, doing math I couldn't do anything about at 1 in the morning. There was an envelope on my counter. It had been there 19 days. I knew roughly what was inside, I just couldn't make my hand open it. That's where this starts. Not with a budget, with an envelope. Okay, here's the part that surprised me. The oldest writing humans have ever found isn't a poem. It isn't a prayer or a love letter. It's a receipt. Clay tablets, 5,000 years old, and most of them are just lists. Barley in, beer out. Who owes what to whom? 50 centuries of people worrying about this exact thing. Much better handwriting. And when you lay those old cultures side by side, different continents, no way to compare notes, the same 7 rules keep surfacing. That year, I ran into all 7, in order, without meaning to. One thing before we start, the 7th rule is the reason the first 6 didn't stick the first time I tried them. I'll get there. Let's take the year in order. January. A $900 tax refund landed. By March, I couldn't tell you one place it went. In ancient Mesopotamia, you spent years in scribe school copying lists before anyone let you near a real account. We've dug up their homework. The teacher's neat row on top, the student's shaky one underneath. Learn first, earn second. I'd had it backwards. Here's the gentle version. Pick one money word you've been nodding along to, APR, escrow, index fund, and find out what it means. February. The gap between what came in and what went out was about $40. 40. In ancient Egypt, grain was measured at the granary door, and a fixed share went into storage before anybody ate. Not the leftovers, the share off the top. Whether a village survived a bad year had less to do with the size of the harvest than with that one fraction. We have a modern name for that fraction that makes it sound optional. Savings. It isn't savings, it's margin. The reason a broken phone is an annoyance instead of a crisis. Here's the gentle version. Next payday, move $5 somewhere annoying to reach. Rename the account something human. Breathing room works. April is the one I still think about. A friend called about a place across town. Cheaper rent, a room with actual morning light, and she needed an answer that week. I did the math in a grocery store parking lot with the engine off. A deposit I didn't have, a balance sitting there like a hand on my shoulder. I called her back and said, "The timing's just bad right now." And I heard myself say it. That's the part I remember, not the number, the sound of my own voice being reasonable. Here's what that balance actually did. It never once stopped me buying coffee. It stopped me saying yes. Roughly 4,000 years ago, one of the oldest law codes we have did something surprisingly tender. It capped interest and capped how long a family could be bound by a debt. A few years, then you go free. Some kings went further. Every so often, a new ruler would cancel debts across the whole kingdom, and people would simply walk home. They already understood what we lost. Debt doesn't only cost money, it costs options, the ability to leave, to move, to take the slower, better road. I'm not going to tell you debt is shameful. It's a tool, and sometimes it's the right one. I just want us to price it honestly, in freedom, not only in dollars. May, day 31 of that envelope. I opened it standing at the counter, like it might go off. Then I sat down and opened the banking app too, which I'd been avoiding for most of a season. Here's what makes that avoidance so hard, and it isn't laziness, it's biology. Researchers have found that not knowing stresses the body more than bad news does. In one study, people were more stressed when they might get a shock than when they knew for certain they would. So when we dodge the app, we're not being weak. We're choosing fog over a number, and fog is heavier. The total that night was worse than I'd hoped and so much smaller than I'd feared, and my shoulders came down about half an inch. Here's the gentle version. Open the app once, for 10 seconds, at a calm hour, not 11 at night. Look, breathe, close it. June was the least dramatic thing I've ever done. $25 automatically every Friday. I'd failed at saving through willpower for years, then fixed it in one boring afternoon. In ancient Persia, they dug qanats, underground channels carrying water for miles so the sun couldn't steal it, by hand. Some are still running after 2,000 years. Nobody who dug one ever saw it finish its job. That's a system, something that keeps working when you stop. Here's the gentle version. Set up one automatic transfer. $5 counts. The machinery is the point, not the amount. September. The part that felt harder than any of the money. Long before banks, communities everywhere invented the same thing separately. Everyone puts in a little each week. Each round, one person takes the whole pot. Different name on every continent. Same rule underneath. Nobody profits off anybody, or the circle stops. That's the old test for a money relationship. Not what can I get here? Does this grow both of us? I told exactly one friend one true number. She told me hers. Neither of us lent the other a cent, and both of us did better that autumn. Here's the gentle version. Tell one person one honest thing about your money. One sentence. December. My mom's kitchen table. The mail came, and I watched her shoulders go up about an inch. She didn't say anything. She didn't even look at it. Across the table, my cousin, she's 10, looked up and read her face. 2 seconds, maybe. I know that look from the inside. I learned that look at that exact table. So, remember I said the 7th rule was the reason the first 6 never stuck for me? Here it is. I didn't inherit money. I inherited a flinch. And you can't budget your way out of a flinch. That's why every system I built before that year fell apart in about a week. I was handing good information to somebody whose body had already decided that looking at money was dangerous. There's a proverb for this in almost every language. In English, shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves in 3 generations. In Chinese, wealth doesn't survive 3. In Spanish, the grandfather builds the shop, the son wears the fine coat, the grandson begs. Different continents, same warning. Money without understanding doesn't stay. So I said one sentence out loud at that table, mostly to her. I don't have this figured out, but I've started writing it down, and I'll show you. She asked me what a bank app was for. That's the whole inheritance. That's it. It's a 2-second look across a table, running in the other direction for once. So, what's the ikigai move here? Not all 7. Please, not all 7. 7 rules in 1 week is how a person ends up doing 0 rules for a year. I have run that experiment personally. It's 1 page, about 4 minutes, and you can do it while this plays. Get anything you can write on. Napkin is fine. Line 1. What's actually in your accounts right now? Not the rounded number, the real one. Line 2, what you owe. All of it. One line, no plan attached. You're not fixing it tonight. You're letting it be visible. Line 3, roughly what comes in each month and roughly what goes out. That gap is your margin. Rule 2, and now you know yours. Now the only part that matters. Read your 3 lines and notice which one made your chest go tight. That's your rule for this month. Just that one. Because if it's line 2, no automatic transfer is going to fix what you're feeling. And if it's line 1, you already know your first step. You just took it. The next January, I was lying in the same bed, staring at the same ceiling, asking the same question. Do I feel safe with money? More than I did. And not because the number got big. It really didn't. Because the counter was empty. Because nothing was sitting there for 19 days waiting for me to be brave enough. That's what those 5,000-year-old lists were always for. Not wealth exactly. Steadiness. Something solid to stand on while the rest of life does whatever it's going to do. If you want to keep figuring this out with me, there's a new one of these every week. Come sit with me again. Small steps, big calm. Find your money ikigai. See you next time.